I programmed Soldier's Tale because this is only the second time in SummerFest history that it's been done. And I was here when it was last performed, and it was not staged at all. It just, you know, 3 actors called narrators sitting besides the ensemble, didn't move. They just read off their text on a music stand. And I thought visually it was not very stimulating. And so perhaps it deserves another interpretation. And also it fits the principle of SummerFest very well. And you know, SummerFest is chamber music festival, and we can never have a chamber orchestra or symphony orchestra. So this is the most we can do with perhaps a theatrical piece. The closest we'll come to having a theatrical piece. And the fact is, I can just imagine Solomon doing this piece incredibly well. And he and I had talked about doing L'Histoire together for many years, although I ended up not playing it. But the fact that he's been wanting to do it, so I have always remembered since mid-'80s that we've been trying to put a successful L'Histoire together.
I think the tremolo just goes through, okay. Not at the end, but in the middle, the third last bar, yeah, when everybody else...
he and I had talked about doing L'Histoire together for many years, although I ended up not playing it. But the fact that he's been wanting to do it, so I have always remembered since mid-'80s that we've been trying to put a successful L'Histoire together.
Another note of that kind.
What do you mean?
You know, the diamond note? Yeah. Well, this is the second one today. Just imagine.
I'm supposed to hold that with you until
you
cut me off.
But you know what I mean?
Yes.
There was a Brevis in my piece too.
Lila Josefowicz, first of all, is a fantastic violinist. She's only in her early 20s, and she's already had many years on the international scene, and she's a delightful person.
I will never forget what it means ever again.
Yeah. So it's like the God is showing you. Okay.
When L'Histoire du Soldat became definite, I asked her if she knows this violin part, and she actually has played it. So that made even more sense to put her in the ensemble because it's a very prominent violin part. And I just know from her playing, her style, that it will be very, very right for that work. And in fact, Solomon had never worked with Lila together. So I thought another matchmaking aspect of this thing is to have Esa-Pekka and Lila collaborate on stage for the first time. This time, you know, besides the narrator, you know, when John Malashok was willing to join forces and make it into, you know, added a dance element into it, I was completely delighted.
I was familiar with L'Histoire de Soldat, partly because I was in a production of it years ago when I was living in Paris and was with the dance company there. And we did a fully choreographed version of the piece. So I was familiar with the music, I was familiar with the part that in the original score calls for dance. And then I know that there have been many, many variations on how much of it is choreographed, how many actors are used for it. So yeah, I was pretty familiar with the music. Here we go. Okay. I won't say I'm the biggest Stravinsky fan in the world, and I won't even say that I love L'Histoire de Soldat. But it was a fun project to get involved with. appeal of the project for me, frankly, was the opportunity to work with the collaborators, to work with that caliber of musicians, to have an opportunity to work with SummerFest, which I think is a great event, a great organization, chance to interact with with a really fine actor. It was as much the appeal of the people who were participating as the piece itself.
Swollen feet and heavy pack, he's impatient to be back.
You got a full 8 counts to come around, heading down. You're going to get over to here before starting to move over. You're starting into these way too soon.
Okay, so how much do I have after the pas de chat? Just
Where's
8.
the pas de chat?
And John, he
Right
should
here.
end up downstage.
That takes me right downstage.
Don't. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's okay. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then start crossing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he should end up down there.
Yes.
Rather than here, right?
Well, no, because he'll be coming over toward you.
Uh-huh.
He'll come down stage, and then he has this thing that moves him across over this way. So he's going to end up near you.
Okay, well, he
And
should
then-
still
well,
be
then
down.
Okay, that's
Down.
fine. So
Yeah.
he can end
Okay,
up.
so I'll just really,
Yeah, stay to the left.
I'll make it big.
The initial thought about this was fairly straightforward and kind of simple in terms of just including some dance where it's called for, with the princesses' dances. And as we got into the studio, it just became apparent that more was needed. As I started creating, I realized I wanted to do something for the soldier at the beginning. It was in the rehearsal process with the musicians that I realized I needed something to end the piece as well, something between the devil and the soldier.
Marching on up the hills and down.
Thank you. This was a perfect configuration of dancers for me. To have Michael Miserani as the soldier, who I've worked with now for several years, and he's a true pro. I know what I can do with him quickly, and he's just so reliable and so quick to get concept. Gwen Ritchie, who was the princess, is a dancer who worked with me for about 4 years, and I haven't worked with now in a little while. And she's one of my favorite dancers I've ever worked with, so it was just a joy to have her back here to work with. And Troy Sellers, who was the devil, is new. He's new with me with the company, and is going to be just an incredibly talented dancer. He's young, and he's got tremendous energy and facility, and this was really my first opportunity to work with him, which was great. Normally, we rehearse for weeks and weeks to get ready for something. To create something and have it performed literally a few days later is unusual for dancers, and they just did marvelously with it. We always envy musicians who, with a couple of rehearsals and having the music in front of them, can do an amazing job, but the dance process is quite different. It's a rare treat for dancers to get to work with musicians of this caliber. There's really nothing like that blend of live music and dance, and with that quality of musicians, it's really exciting for them. They were aware of the opportunity that they were being given.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story of a soldier. Toward his home at Eagle Bay, a weary soldier makes his way. Leave at last in sight, on the go from morn till night. Marching on, up the hills and down. Swollen feet and heavy pack, he's impatient to be back. The soldier sits beside a brook. The grass is green, a restful nook. Well, isn't this a pretty spot? And what a lousy job we've got. Always tramping, always broke. What little I had's gone up in smoke. Overworked and underpaid. And look at my pack. What a mess I've made. Oh, no, my St. Joseph medal's lost. That's a silver medallion with a picture of his patron saint embossed. Oh, here it is. He keeps on rummaging around, digging up paper-wrapped things he's found. Some cartridges, a mirror of sorts. What little it shows, it distorts. And where's the picture of my girl? That can't be missed. The picture she gave me when I went off to enlist. Finally, he finds it and holds it to his breast, remembering her sweet blue eyes, how beautifully she dressed. He opens up his pack again and digs down in, and this time he brings out a small brown violin. I bought it cheap. The tone's not rich. You have to keep screwing it up to pitch. He turns the pegs, then lifts the bow. His fingers make the music flow. A strange old man approaches the soldier and says, "Hey, give me your violin." The soldier says, "I will not." "Then sell it to me." "No." "How would you like to exchange it for this book?" "I'm sorry, sir, but I can hardly read." "Then this book is perfect. Just your speed. It's a book you don't even need to read. And not just a book, it's wealth untold. Just open it up, and lo and behold, banknotes, securities, and gold. Well, let me have a closer look. Why, sure, of course. Here, take the book. Short-term collateral, rates of exchange. All these words sound very strange. I can read it all right. It's still Greek to me. Oh, you'll get the hang of it. Just wait and see. Pretty soon, you'll know all there is to know. So why don't you trade me for your fiddle and bow? But for a book that offers me gold and such, this old violin didn't cost that much. If this book is really all that you say, I think I'd be cheating you, in a way. Such honesty as yours should be repaid. All the more reason to make this trade. You're the most decent fellow I've ever met. You deserve everything you're gonna get. If you turn me down, it's a big mistake. If you say so, old man, it's a deal. Let's shake. The old man gives him the book with a grin and gently takes hold of the violin. The soldier is reading. Currency fluctuations, pay on demand. Stock exchange averages for Saturday the 31st. But wait a minute. Today's only Wednesday the 28th. This is a book that's ahead of time. It tells you things before they happen. That's pretty funny. "Hey, Joe," says the old man, this thing doesn't play. Come on over to my house. What do you say?" "What'll we do there?" "Well, you'll show me how." "That's something my 2 weeks leave won't allow." "I want you to teach me. I'm playing it wrong. You'll give me some lessons. It won't take you long." "But my mother is waiting. I've been off at the war. I haven't been gone this long ever before." "She'll be there. She'll be fine. But my girl's waiting too." "You'll make that up to her if I know you." "I'll feed and lodge you like a king. My coach, my servants, everything. 2 days, maybe 3. A harmless detour, and then you'll be rich, my boy, forevermore." "What sort of food goes with this deal?" "Choice prime sirloin every meal." "And what to drink? Beer, whiskey, ale?" "Ha-ha! Champagne! The finest by the pail." "And will you give me something to smoke?" "Gold-wrapped Havanas, and that's no joke." The old man spoke the solid truth. He wined and dined the eager youth, and then he taught him the intent of his strange book, what each word meant. And in return, the soldier taught his host to play the violin for hours each day. 2 glorious days, the soldier knew. And when the third came into view, as the soldier breakfasted in bed, "Are you ready now?" the old man said. "And what I promised you, you've had?" "You've kept your word," agreed the lad. "You're satisfied? Well then, it's time." And into the old man's coach they climb. The horses spring, and off they go. They fly. The earth is miles below. The soldier turns as white as a sheet. He's clinging to the edge of his seat. The churches, the fields disappear from sight. "Still having a good time? Better hold on tight." The boy wants to jump, but he's scared to die. The coach cuts like lightning across the sky. How long? How long? Time without end. Time is no more. Through boundless time and space they soar. Then, suddenly, it's all as it was before. Look, soldier. Look and see where you've come. Right back to where you've started from. Toward his home at Eagle Bay, a weary soldier makes his way. 2 weeks leave at last in sight, on the go from morn till night. Marching on, up the hills and down. Swollen feet and heavy pack, he's so happy to be back. And so you're here, your own hometown. Look, there in her garden, Mrs. Brown. Good morning to you, ma'am. Good day. I'm home on leave, a 2-week stay. She doesn't hear. Oh, but see, there's Pete, driving his cart down Walnut Street. Hey, Pete, I'm home at last. He makes no sign. He drives right past. What's wrong? Hey, Pete, old friend, it's me. Don't act as if you didn't see. But Pete drives on without a word. It's just as though he hadn't heard. There's the schoolhouse and the station, all the folks he knows, women, men, and children. Why do they stare at me so? What's the matter? What can it be? They've turned away. Are they afraid of me? A door is closed. Another. No one hears you speak. A window slams. Another door. Its rusty hinges creak. Look, there's your mother. But she runs from you and screams. You turn, who's that? The girl you love. It seems she's married, not to you. She's got children, too. Oh, you thief! You double-dealing crook! Now I know who you are. You and your book. Oh, God, I'm so thick between the ears. It wasn't 3 days. I've lost 3 years. I was weary and hungry, and he used me as a tool, and I believed him. I listened like a fool. And I gave him my precious violin, too. Oh, what shall I do? What shall I do? The hours pass, and on a country lane, a solitary figure leans on a cane, a merchant in this lonely place. But it seems to me we know that face. You thief! You double-dealing crook! You deceitful devil! Come, mind your manners when you're talking to me. Get hold of yourself. Listen carefully. Have you forgotten all I said? The book I gave you, bound and read? I have your book, it's in my pack. And there's nothing that you lack. Besides, are you a soldier, yes or no? Show these people what you know. Attention! That's it. That's fine. Take off that cap and put on this. It's just like mine. Now, that looks better. Attention! I'm not through. Where's that book I gave to you? It's in that pack. It's in there loose. Well, bring it here. Let's put it to use. And don't fling it around. You forget what it's worth. That book can give you anything on earth. Worth a fortune. A fortune, do you see? Hold on to it tight and listen to me. This fiddle is mine, and the book is yours. There, each to his own, and so we're all square. He took the book and began to read, and the words meant money, more money, and still more money, as much as a man could need. He used it to settle up his affairs and became a peddler, a seller of wares. Ladies, take your choice of these imported fabrics, all the latest shades: sky blue, sea blue, powder blue, and navy blue, pearl gray, silver gray, lavender, and plum, apple green, olive green, pine green, and forest green, checks and plaids, silks and satins, crepes and wools, brocades and velvets, all at bargain prices. On this he rose by leaps and bounds, millions of dollars, billions of pounds. First, you're a peddler selling your wares, but finally, no need for merchandise. Who cares? You've entered into the spirit of it all, using others and watching them fall. Because you know for certain what they only guess. Whatever you ask for, the answer is yes. Perhaps he cheats sometimes, and maybe he steals. Is this a time to fret about ideals? It's not just a book. It's wealth untold. Just open it up and lo and behold, banknotes, securities, and gold. I'm going to die someday. I might as well live and grab for myself what the world's got to give. That devil was right. He gave good advice. There's nothing you can't have if you can pay the price. I've just got to say, give me this, and now that, because I can pay. It's all mine. It's all... He stops. It's all nothing. All nothing. Nothing at all. What am I saying? What's the matter with me? I have everything, and that's nothing. Now he can see all that you want, all of the time, all of the prizes that wealth can provide, and they don't mean a thing. They are empty inside. False things, dead, rotten. You buy and you sell, and it all comes to nothing. An empty shell. Oh, but remember the things you had before, the real, the true, good things that now everyone has but you, that you have no more. The only things worth having. Remember when you used to lay on the grass? The warmth of early sunshine and the smell of dew. Good to touch, good to feel. Things that belong to all the world but you. Things that cost nothing, that everyone has, that mean so much. These things are real. Saturday evening, weekend plans, watching your neighbors wash their gardens. So many people with watering cans. The little girls laughing and throwing the ball. You pass behind the sun-baked wall. You settle down in the grass. Someone comes and fills your glass. Things that feel good from deep inside. The only things worth having. They have nothing, and yet they have it all. And I, who have everything, I have nothing. Nothing. How can that be? Satan, you've cheated me. What can I do? Does it say in the book? He snatches it up and starts to look. Come on, you book, you must know. You have to know. Tell me how everyone, how all the others are happy. How is it done? You've got to know. Please tell me. Explain. What can I do to have nothing again? The telephone rings. Hello. Sir, referring to your monthly account statement. Not now, I'm busy. Again, the phone rings. I told you not now, later. This book must know the secret. Answer me. What can I do to be as I used to be? I've been proud and envied, but in my pride, my heart is dead to the world outside. I'm rich beyond reason. A billionaire times 10, but I walk as a ghost among living men. The soldier throws the book to the floor, and a strange old woman opens the door. Please, kind sir, may I come in? What do you want? Forgive me, sir, you dropped your book. Thanks. Well, what are you waiting for? I'll explain, sir. You see, I have a little case full of trinkets and rare things to tickle your curiosity. No, thank you. Please, sir, a little generosity. All right, here, take this coin. Sir, I do have my dignity. I always earn what comes to me. Now, let me show you some lovely things. Watches, necklaces, and rings. Some delicate lace. Oh, you have no wife. Well, we all have hardships in our life. Say no then. Come, don't be afraid. I'm just plying my humble trade. A silver medallion engraved on the back? A mirror, perhaps? No, there's more in the pack. Here's a beautiful picture, complete with a frame. Ah, that sparked your interest. Again, no? What a shame. I'm afraid that your patience will soon run thin. So may I suggest this small brown violin? How much? How much? Tell me how much! Well, since we're friends, I won't stand in the way. Why don't you try it first? See what you say. We'll come to a price. First, let's hear you play. The soldier draws the bow across the strings, but from the violin there comes no sound. He lifts the fiddle high above his head and flings it like a fury to the ground. He grabs the book, the cause of all his woe, tears every page to bits, and lets the pieces fall like snow. A weary soldier's lost his way. Looking neither left nor right, he's been walking day and night. Past the bridge and brook he goes. Where's he heading? No one knows. He doesn't know himself. He only knows he had to get out because he couldn't go on the way he was. Nothing remains of all his fine belongings. He's thrown them out. Without a word to say to anyone, he's run away. And everything that was changed is back, except that he no longer carries his pack. Is he taking the homeward road, the one he traveled before? Home? No. There's no home for him anymore. Turns and goes a different way. He can't stay on his way, on his way. He comes to another country, to another village square. He sees a roadside inn and thinks, I'll have a drink in there. He goes in, orders, drinks it down, has another, looks around. He gazes at the muslin curtains, gathered up with silk cord, fine white muslin, scarlet cord, pretty curtains, pinned around the leaded window panes through which he watches leaves moving in the wind. But what's this? Suddenly the world outside comes crashing in again. They're beating drums, it's very loud. The soldier joins the growing crowd. A crier reads a royal proclamation. Hear ye, hear ye! The daughter of the king who rules this nation is sick. She does not eat, she does not sleep, she does not even speak. Her Majesty will give his hand in marriage, and with it all her royal wealth, to whosoever can restore her health. Just then, a man walks up to the soldier and says, how do you do? You don't know me. I don't know you, but I was once a soldier too. I saw you walking by and looking rather low, and I thought, I'll go over and say hello. I'll try to cheer him up just for old time's sake. You see, this just might be your lucky break. Did you hear? The daughter of the king. It's made for you. It's just the thing. It's not for me. I have a wife. But you've got no woman in your life. Why not take a chance? It's free. You go, you say, I'm an Army MD. What they want is a doctor. Go apply. Even if you fail, it's worth a try. Why not, says the soldier, and thanks for the tip. And he's up and he's out of there quick as a whip. He comes to the palace yard, and there he's stopped by a uniformed guard. The sentry asks whom he wants to see. My friend, it's the king who wants to see me. Well, and after that they rang a bell and the king himself appeared at the door. He asked, "Are you a doctor?" "Yes, medical corps. There have been so many charlatans and no one's found the cure." "Oh, I have the perfect remedy. Of that you can be sure." "Tomorrow then, I have my doubts. You seem so immature." Well, things are picking up again. They're going very well. That fellow had the right idea. It just proves you can never tell. He picks up a deck of cards. Let's see, what will my future turn out to be? Come on, cards, what do you say? 7 of hearts, 10 of hearts, nothing but hearts. Trumps all the way. Just think, a girl to call my own after so many years alone. It's true, why not? Why shouldn't it be? I'll have a wife only for me. And what's more, a princess, too. But someone's here ahead of you. Remember the time you got so mad and you threw away that fiddle you had? You were rich and esteemed, and yet silly enough to become upset. I picked the violin up right where it was tossed, and now, my poor young friend, you're lost. 7 of hearts, 10 of hearts, trumps all the way. You told yourself, this is my lucky day. Well, do you still believe that's true? Now I have the princess's cure, not you. He's right. There's no hope. He's got me for sure. He'll win the day. He's got the cure, and I have nothing. Nothing at all. Once more. Hey, soldier, you think that you'll never win? That you're helpless while he has your violin? Well, think again. Stand up and fight. Do everything you can to set things right. I can't fight him. The devil's not a man. Don't give up. I tell you that you can. You have one last chance. The situation's not so grim. He controls your soul because you still have money that you got through him. Get rid of every cent he ever gave you. Play cards and let him win. That will save you. The soldier turns toward the devil. Hey, I've got money. Want to play a hand? What? I'm sorry. I don't understand. You heard me. I said, do you want to play? My dear friend, with great pleasure, deal away. A penny a point. You think that'll do? Make it $1. That's fine. It's up to you. They cut the cards. The game begins. The devil wins and wins and wins. Raise the stakes higher. Let's make it 10. You must be crazy. Look, I've won again. You've lost your fiddle and you've torn up your book. You only have pennies now. And look, your pennies are flying off into the air. You'll have nothing at all again. Only despair. But I'll let you keep something that no one can steal. Hunger. That's hunger. Deal. I raise you 50. You're bluffing. I know. I said 50. You're mad. My nerves. Take it slow. Now all your money. Bet all that you have. Now all my money. Here's all that I have. You don't need the ace of spades to win. What do you call? The Queen of Hearts. Oh, my head. I've won it all. You see, he's staggering. He's about to fall. Quick, take back your violin. You're near your goal. Now, play it with every nerve and fiber of your soul. I tried to before, but I couldn't make it sing. Try it again. Play to win, the daughter of a king. And as the devil stood there, trembling and afraid, the soldier boldly raised his bow. In triumph now, he played. because he's found himself once more. Soon he'll come to claim his wife, and he will bring you back to life. Once again, music has charmed the savage breast. The lovers stand in holy wedlock. They are blessed. All right, I shall have to wait, but this realm of yours is not so great. If once its borderline is passed, then you'll be in my power at last. So don't attempt to disobey the rule, or back to bed you go, my precious royal jewel. And you'll take a journey to a warmer climate where you've long been overdue. There, my friends will treat you very well, and see that you will rot in hell. Why do we yearn to add what we once had to what we've got? Why do we turn from what we are to what we were? when we cannot. Why not account our joys, twice blessed with each new day begun? Why, having some, seek to have it all, then find that we have none? I have everything, the soldier thinks. Then one bright day, the princess says, I know so little about you yet. Tell me, what were you like in the days before we met? Well, it all started a long, long time ago. There was a cottage I used to share with my mother. I was a soldier then, you know. But it's been years since I've been there. It's very, very far away. I doubt that I could find it today. Suppose we went there. No, you know very well the devil said it's forbidden. Oh, but suppose we just go. No one would ever know. She looks at him and smiles and says, you want to? I can see that you do. It isn't much to ask of you. Oh, please, say yes, say yes, say yes. He says, come over here to me. Not until you've told me yes. And so he thinks, if we did go, perhaps this time my mother will remember me. Why not? Just to pay a call, and she could come to live with us. Then I really would have it all. The miles speed by, and soon the old village steeple looms into view. He seems to know the people. The princess falls behind him, and then, alas, the borderline the devil warned him not to pass. Look out! It's just one step from where you are. Go one step more, and you'll have gone too far. He calls her, then turns back towards the town, hesitates a moment, makes his choice. He walks across the borderline. The devil's there and screams with laughter. You're mine forever after. You've passed the point of no return, my friend. There's no going back. This is the end.